Hey everyone, hope you're all doing amazingly well. We're about to kick into a beautiful winter's weekend here in Brisbane, Australia. I hope you've all got something fabulous planned. Something that I was chatting to a client earlier on today was about the fact that she's had some inflammatory issues for about 3 years that is really messing with her life. Nothing shows up in blood tests. She's just at that point where she's seen lots and lots of specialist doctors, endocrinologists. Nothing shows up. She is now trying the whole natural thing. She's had some kinesi, she's had some Reiki, not with me, but it's going to be one of those things where we need to build a connection and get started. But one of the things about inflammation that I always think is, well, what's driving that inflammation? So if, for example, especially when you've been inflamed for years and it's just not settling down, you've got to think about your genes. What has switched on your inflammatory genes? So you all know I love it, but one of the things that I think is the Sulforafane products. So things like Brock shots, things like Sulforaclear, things like Enduracell. You know, there are a few really premium naturopathic products on the market that are so much stronger than things like, just say, broccoli sprouts, which, you know, often just don't do anywhere near what we need to do. The things, go check it out. Go Google or YouTube Sulforafane and look it up and start looking into the research. It works on over 200 genes that are to do with helping your body detox and switching on your anti-inflammatory pathways, not to mention working on things like your the genes that help you to prevent cancer and things like that. So it's something like that. If you've got dodgy genes, can really help with the inflammation long term. One of my guys today has been on it for a couple of months now, and he started off being able to eat 8 foods and nothing else. He was so allergic to life and has lived his world in his room for the last couple of years. So he's now getting out and about and moving, and he's been hyperallergic even to homeopathics and things, having major reactions. So you can imagine, by the time the body's getting to that place, how do you get started? So he trusted me and started with the Brock shots, and it's made quite a big difference. But if we've switched on the genes and we've created something like MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, then that means that histamine's building up in the body, and histamine builds up in the spine, the brain, the uterus, the gut. You know, so when people are having migraines and headaches, when people are having menstrual pain, when people are having back pain, spine pain, or gut pain, where testing just isn't showing up anything, maybe the histamine's building up in your body. So there are testing that you can do. There's a doctor in, I think she's in the greater New York area, called Dr. Tanya Dempsey. She's on YouTube and Facebook, and she often puts out little snippets of information about MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, and she works with one of the leading, I believe, researchers in MCAS in the States. So she's really cool. And a couple of my favourite things that muscle test up when people have MCAS, or you know, we're finding that their symptomatology really seems driven by histamine. Things like good old vitamin C, you know, with the bioflavonoids. You've got to get the vitamin C, and it's one of the things that helps to pull out excess histamine. Things like N-acetylcysteine, you know, which is a precursor to glutathione. N-acetylcysteine also helps to pull excess histamine out of the body. It's an antioxidant. It's fat and water soluble. Things like G-Tox, you know, so these are just the sort of naturopathic products we've got here in Australia. But the thing I love about G-Tox is that it's got a whole range of products in that alkalize the body, that cleanse your gut, they cleanse the kidney. They've got arabinogalactans, which are the precursor, the home to where your probiotics live. So if you're taking your probiotics but you're not having prebiotics, where do the little blighters go? So it's one of these things where once we're chronically inflamed, are you working on your genes? You know, think Sulforafane. If you have, and maybe the inflammation is so bad that you're not even releasing your stem cells. So then something like Stem Cell Ultra, you know, it actually helps your body to release the stem cells. So every time you take 2 Stem Enhance Ultra, you're releasing 4 to 10 million stem cells in the next 40 minutes. When you take Brock shots, every time you take it, or something high in Sulforafane, you're working on over 200 genes. You're playing with your genes. So all these things that we believe are genetic, and we've been told this for 30 years, we might have like I've got the HLA-B27 gene. It predisposes my family to autoimmunity. And, every so often we find out something else that's in our family. And we go, I wonder if that's connected to the HLA-B27. One of my nephews has got Sever's disease, which, of course, creates huge amounts of pain and connective tissue issues with, knees and ankles and feet. And once again, HLA-B27 gene, it predisposes us to autoimmunity. So I think go back to basics. Are your stem cells being released? What's happening with your genes? Eat your jolly vegetables. For God's sake, eat your vegetables. So, like what's in, like what is sulforafane in? It's in our greens, it's in our broccoli, our Brussels sprouts, our cauliflower, our wasabi. It's that family of things. Oh my gosh, eat your veggies. Well, that's my Friday rant. Hope you all have a great weekend. See you later. Bye.